Alright, not gonna waste too much time on this list. Let's get to a top 10 worst drivers, or worst Cup drivers of 2022. We're gonna go. Now, there's a lot of factors here. Okay. Basically, it's basically on like performance and, well, attitude in a sense, and based on expectations. So there's not gonna be a whole lot of backmarkers, and even then, I'm only like drivers at least 15. I'm only counting drivers at least 15 starts. Made at least 15 starts this season. To keep it fair. So, number 10. This is gonna be strange. I sort of had to. It took a while for me to come up with this list because shuffle around. You have Corey LaJoie. Man, Corey LaJoie. I don't know what it is. Now, I'm not gonna spend too much time on LaJoie because I don't have much to say. For this one, I'm just going on statistics. Apparently, he was really hyped up for this one, or like really hyped up. 2022 was going to be for him. He finished 31st in points. Man, they really went on like they were trying to set the world on fire this year. I mean, they tried. They have one top 10. Now it's in Atlanta, but that was in the first Atlanta race. The second Atlanta race is where he led a bunch of 31 laps. He wound up crashing on the final lap, but still good performance nonetheless. Like Corey LaJoie has shown bright spots. It was mainly on super speedway stuff, kind of like Bubba Wallace. But yeah, anyway, LaJoie wasn't. I don't know what it is. I don't really have much to say about LaJoie. Just statistically, he just wasn't there. Or not what I expected. In terms of incidents, the only one I can think of is that thing with Daniel Suarez at the Roval. But I think that was just like one little thing. I'm not even sure how those guys feel about it exactly, but it didn't really seem to continue in the rest of the races. So I'm guessing like most was forgiven that day. But anyway, so yeah, that's all I gotta say about LaJoie. 31st in points, second and last amongst guys who like tried to run full time. Most full time guys, like he was like second, like LaJoie, second to last in the standings. Now number 9, man, I almost didn't put him on here because there's like no expectation, but Cody Ware. I'm not gonna. Okay, well, man, I hate to do this because Cody Ware is one of my favorites. But good lord, I don't know what it. I don't know if it's because I feel like he's not really making any progress or what. I don't know what I'm expecting. I don't know where he finished in the standings in last season, but Cody Ware, for the most part, 7 DNFs. He led one lap. Yes, I'm not kidding. Cody Ware led one lap at Darlington. I think Spring Darlington? I don't remember. If I recall, because I have everything. I have a bunch of basically I have key notes this time around. I think it was the Spring Darlington race. He somehow led one lap. Was it pit cycles or what? I don't know what he did to lead one lap, but that's amazing. Props to Cody Ware. And amongst the full-time drivers, he's dead last in the standings. Well, I mean, he's 32nd in the standings, but amongst full-time drivers, essentially dead last. But honestly, yeah, not much to say about Cody Ware either. He was fine. Like, he's somewhat fine. But he still got into scuffles here and there. He also had a scary crash at Texas, which I know, everyone was startled. I mean, even I was. The way he hit that wall, man. But anyway, average finish is 27.8. I thought it was lower. So that's quite the average finish. But then again, that probably got a big boost because of his 6th place finish at Daytona. And even then, that one top 10 is because most of them got wrecked out from that rain. But still, Cody Ware but honestly, props to Cody Ware for making it through that accident. So anyway, let's get to the next guy on the list. At number 8 is Todd Gilliland. Man, oh man. Okay, I want to say something now. Harrison Burton's not on this list. I wasn't, even though statistically he's not there, at least for Woodward. Here's the thing. Especially this is why I kind of get pissed off at the Benedetto hatred, especially to stats wise, because even though the Benedetto had a great 2020 season, I don't know what they're expecting the Benedetto do in 21. But anyway, I'm going off track. Burton, the reason he's not on this, Harrison Burton's not on this list, I'm not really, I mean, he's basically where I expected him to be in like the Wood Brothers machine. Oh, he's 27, so it was a bit lower than I expected, but for most part, I didn't expect him to do well. I don't know why, I just knew Burton was not gonna be trash, but like I knew he was gonna be mid this year. I don't know why it was. But anyway, Todd Gilliland. Good lord, this guy, 28th. So, like 2 top 10s, 1 top 5. Now, considering this front row motorsports, I know, like, you know, there's not much to expect, right? You don't really expect much. But, good lord, man. He led 11 laps. I don't even know where he led those laps. He led 5. Okay, actually, no. Sorry, he led 5 at the Glen. I forgot. I was wrong. Todd Gilliland, to be fair, he did have flashes. Like, I remember, I think 1 top 5 was at the Indy Road Course. And then he would get, like, he has 2 top 10s. Like, there are times where he's been up front and shown flashes of, like, you know, doing good. Especially at the Glen. Again, he led 5 laps at the Glen, but then was out of the race at the end. Which is a shame because he was doing good that day. He has 5 DNFs. Like, I don't know. I guess the reason I put Gil on this list, in reality, I sort of just put him on here. But now I think about it, I think the reason I put him on this list, because that team, man, that team overall is just bad. At least McDowell's proven to be a solid, like, midfield driver. Now, like, for the most part, stay out of trouble. And even in McDowell, the amount of top 10s, like, he probably has, like, less top 10. McDowell probably has less top 10s than I think. In fact, actually, yeah, looking at him, well, he has 12 top 10s, which is amazing. Like, that's just great. Like, or at least for front row motorsports car, 12 top 10s, only has 2 DNFs, and even then, and one of them was because of that crash at Daytona, and an electrical issue at Fontana. For the most part, McDowell stayed clean. So, like, he's doing way better than Gilliland. The 38 car has always been the worst car between the 2 front row cars. Whatever. I don't know. Gilliland still feels like disappointing. Okay, at number 7. Oh boy, this is a big one. Kyle Busch. Yeah, that's right. I don't care that he won it. First of all, yeah, there was that thing, like, he stripped 1 because of Chase Briscoe's failed slide job on Reddick. Let's be real. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, Kyle Busch took advantage of what happened, but still at the same time, like, Kyle Busch, like, other than that, I mean, even though statistically it's still somewhat playoff worthy, but thing is, his collapse, this hands down has to be, like, one of the biggest season collapses I've ever seen. Easily the biggest season collapse. And we all, for a while, you know, I don't know when they said it would be Kyle Busch's last year. This would be Kyle Busch's last year of, like, JGR or Joe Gibbs Racing. I don't know when they said it was last year, but yeah, everything fell apart after that announcement. It's weird. Yeah, even though despite that win, I mean, he has 8 top 5s, 17 top 10s. That's a playoff driver right there. And 627 laps led. And his average finish, 16.7. I mean, good lord. The 7 DNFs, though, first of all, like, man, a good chunk of his DNF, the amount of DNFs he had at the start of the playoffs is ridiculous, man. Engine problem at Darlington, and then another engine problem at Bristol, crashed out at Texas, and then Martinsville. Oh my, this was the nail in the coffin. Martinsville. When he was, like, I don't know, he was far behind at Martinsville, multiple laps down, and NASCAR almost black flagged him for being too slow. Like they gave up on him. Like, he was, like, they didn't, it's like they didn't bother, like, trying end the season off with a bang. They just gave up once the car did. No determination. Like, everything fell apart for Kyle Busch. Like, hopefully Kyle Busch, like, I've never been a big Kyle Busch fan because, you know, it's Kyle Busch. But good lord. Like, this, hopefully he has a good 2023 RCR, especially since Kyle Busch is kind of what RCR needs. No offense to Austin Dillon and like what Tyler Reddick has done, but like, yeah, Kyle Busch is gonna be what they need. Hopefully it goes well. That's all I gotta say about it. Number 6. This is gonna be a weird one. This is where the, like, at least that whole rule of at least 15 starts comes into play. JJ Yeley. This is random because honestly, aside from a couple of incidents, no one ever talks about JJ Yeley. He's just one of those, he just made a few starts for Rick Ware Racing in a 15 car, and that's about it. Like, other than the accidents he was in, no one really talks about JJ Yeley. I mean, he shares that 15 car with Garrett Smithley that season. Hear me out. Feels like he should just, because he pulled JJ Yeley. I'm not sure how many people noticed this, but JJ Yeley pulled double duty between the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series for most part. I mean, as far as I know, I think JJ ran the whole Xfinity Series this year. I think his points were declared for that series. I didn't see him in trucks. So I think JJ Yeley, his points were declared for the Xfinity Series this year. Maybe. I don't know. I have to look at standings after for the Xfinity Series. Assuming I make a video on that too. But basically, no top 10s whatsoever. But it's what he was in. Like, 3... Honestly, maybe it's just... I don't know. Maybe it's because of a few select incidents. Especially that Michigan incident. Like, I guess they're racers and it's like track position, you know? Trying to gain as much position as possible. But what they did at Michigan, it was weird. I didn't necessarily fault JJ for that, but still kind of ridiculous. I don't know what it is. I guess I need to fill a spot. I don't know. I don't necessarily hate JJ Yeley. I mean, props to him for still being around despite like his lack of success over the years. You know, I don't know. I have a certain respect for drivers who just stick around for years and have like no success in the Cup Series. There's something admirable about that, you know? Like, I know the Cup Series isn't the all of like NASCAR talent, but like JJ, looking at his stats, he's bad across the board, at least from what I've seen. But still props to him for still being around. It's kind of like same with Cody Ware. Props for Cody for still being around, man. Number 5. Some of you will probably be surprised about this one. Bubba Wallace. I can make a lot of videos on Bubba Wallace because that seems to be the only thing people want to talk about for some stupid reason. Like, I know like the Las Vegas incident was really bad, but it's like at this point you're beating a dead horse. What do you want Bubba to do? Do you want him to leave his Cup Series? Do you want to like find a different profession? What? Do you want him to stop racing? What do you want him to do? You want him to like apologize for his sins? Like what? I don't understand. I may go on a rant here. I'm gonna try and keep the Bubba section short here because again, I could go on for days about this. At this point, the Bubba hate, it doesn't make sense anymore. Like I still see those people who like. I get that there's some people out there who justifiably hate Bubba Wallace for stuff he's done. At this point, a lot of the hate, it's like it almost feels like for clout. A lot, especially YouTube videos, thumbnails I've seen. Especially the clickbait channels. Those clickbait channels especially I've seen, and those channels in particular, man, a lot of their thumbnails either on Joe Gibbs or Bubba Wallace drama, specifically Bubba Wallace drama. I'm not even gonna say 2311 because it's mainly Bubba Wallace drama. It's ridiculous. Like, it's gone to a point where, at this point, it's like, it's just this big bandwagon of Bubba hate. But anyway, let's get to his stats. This is probably one of the weirdest seasons I've ever seen, at least from a driver I've liked. Because whilst this is technically one of his best seasons of his career in the Cup Series, at the same time it's also his worst because of the actions he's done off the track and even on the track. Like ignoring his crew chief. I don't know what track that was, but apparently that happened earlier this year. Or I guess he got so pissed off he started ignoring his crew chief, which is honestly, Bubba, that was messed up, but I'll put that behind us. No one seems to really talk about that incident much anyway, so I guess everyone forgot about that too. But the main thing, Las Vegas, I'm not gonna go about that. We all know what happened. Yeah, he was wrong for that. Suspended. At this point, like people need to shut up about the one race suspension. Like, at this point, NASCAR has done so many things. Like, it really, Bubba getting a one race suspension is what pisses off everyone. That's the problem. I don't care. Look, I don't care how bad that incident was. At this point, like NASCAR itself is just a mess. There's other things to worry about. And Bubba made a mistake. Yeah, tempers got the best of him. And whatever. Learn his lesson, hopefully. We have to wait for 2023. 2023. If in 2023, if Bubba could keep his temper in check, I know for sure he'll be a playoff driver. If he could just keep his... I feel like that's the one thing that held him back this year. His temper. The way he reacts to certain things that happen. Like, especially Las Vegas was a prime example. Like, he got suspended for it. But like, even other incidents, like, he's got to do better at road courses. Like, he's just overall. So, we're looking at my nose, 7 DNFs. A lot of these guys have like 6 or 7 DNFs. That might be average. Who knows? 10 top 10s. I don't think, as far as I know, he got. In fact, looking at the list, he got 3rd at New Hampshire. And then, as far as I know, in terms of plate tracks, I mean, he's still alright. He's still doing alright plate tracks, but for the most part, I don't know. I mean, yeah, still a lot of top 10s there, but whatever. I'm gonna start with Bubba now, because, oh man. And then 150 laps, by the way. 58 of them were at Michigan. Michigan? No, I got it wrong. 58 of them are at Kansas, where he won that one race there. It is what it is. Okay, onwards to number 4, and that is Cole Custer. So the firm Cole Custer was kicked out for Ryan Preece. I mean, everyone wanted Ryan Preece to get into Stewart Haas eventually, but now it's confirmed. Preece is going to Stewart Haas, replacing Custer. I'm worried for Custer. I've always kind of liked Custer. Problem is, amongst the 4, he's always been the weakest link. Even over Eric Almirola, and Eric Almirola is one of the most mid drivers this year. He's not even on this list. Almirola's not on this list either. Like, good lord. Custer, I had to do this. 25th in points. This is almost, even looking at the stats, this is almost Danica Patrick numbers. Like, what was Danica's best year? Now, it doesn't matter. The point is, it still feels like a Danica Patrick season. And the 41 car, weakest link, man. So he has 15 laps. I don't know where that was. I don't think it was at the Glen. So I thought he was a decent road course driver. And he has 1 pole, and now he's at Bristol Dirt. He didn't lead a lap there. And then, and he led 3 laps at Phoenix, so at the finale. So there's that. Good lord, this season's bad. Especially Stewart Haas. I would have put him higher, but the next 3, it's rough. We're gonna get there though. We're gonna get there. Yeah, Custer. I don't know where he goes from here. I hope he still has a ride, because I feel like I like seeing Custer in action. I still feel like he's a decent driver, just that this year he just hasn't improved. He's just taken so many steps back from 2020. I don't care if that Kentucky win was lucky. I just don't care. It was still a win in his rookie season, which is more than you can ask for a rookie, at least at the time. I don't know. Number 3. I hate to do this. Is another favorite, man. Brad Keselowski. What do I do? Okay, what do I do about this one? Man, I don't know where to start with this one. I might keep this short, but just off statistics. That penalty, I'm not even gonna talk much about that penalty, because I don't even know. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. He was 18th in the standings before that penalty. Jeez. That's all I gotta say. That dropped him down to 35th in points immediately. Then he managed to come back, finish 25th in the standings. I don't remember. I think it might have been 24th. But yeah, this season, man, I don't know what it is. It's weird. Thing is, he only has, and surprisingly, he only has like, even though Ragdoll's, he feels like he got into so much trouble this season, but despite that, he only has 4 DNFs. That's weird because it feels like he gotten a lot more he had a lot more issues than that, which is weird. He was out, man. He DNF'd in the finale, but that was for my electrical issue, and that was that. He let a lot of laps too. To be fair, and like once like the season kept on going, I think from summer onwards, like leading 224 laps, he got led a good chunk at Daytona as well. Keselowski, like Keselowski still showed flashes of being good. It's just that penalty kills momentum, and then there are times where he was just, when he was bad, he was like really bad. I don't know what it was. If he wasn't like running top 10, he was like below 25th. It was weird. It was never like in between. It never felt in between. So yeah, that's about it. 6 top 10s, 1 top 5. Looks bad, but he's run well. Just that the expectations, man. I thought he would win races. He didn't win any. I mean, he won a dual race, but no one really. I mean, it was a dual race for like the main race. No one really counts it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Okay, number 2. This is another shocker. MTJ. Yeah, he barely missed the playoffs. This by far. This is rough. The poor MTJ fans, because even I myself am a fan of MTJ, but he just did not have a presence this year. Even though like under the old Winston Cup points format, he's like top 10 in points, I think. Like really good season if under the year in points format. But in this system, this system was not kind to this guy's stats this year. Because overall, like, man, I mean, we're gonna go by the logic of like just, you know, what you gotta do to get in the playoffs, and by that logic, like he led 572 laps, almost 600 laps. That's great. 4 top 5s though, and 15 top 10s. 4 top 5s. Good lord, I thought he was doing better. I guess not. That's just probably my memory. 5 DNFs. Man, a lot of dumb, especially like once the playoffs started. Even though he wasn't in the playoffs, it still felt like he was having a bunch of bad luck. This was by far, man, this felt bad, like really bad. Like not, even though it's not as bad as like 2014 season with like Furniture in his first year of Furniture Row Racing. Remember that year, guys? That was bad. He was so mid that year, 2014. But it almost felt like that. Like man, even though people were still talking about MTJ and stuff, it's more like, oh, like how much he fell off. I think he had it was either him or Ryan Blaney who had a decent amount of stage wins, but other than that, like, first of all, that's not Reporting Racing reference. I don't even know how many stages these guys won, but it is what it is. Okay, well, yeah, that's all I had to say about it. Well, before we get to number 1, here's some honorable mentions. I don't have many because I don't know. It was hard making 10. Again, 10 guys for this list. I don't know why. Especially when I just want to top of the absolute horrible. Made at least 15 starts. So, this is a weird honorable mention. I guess this is dumb. I guess BJ McLeod, because dang, dude, 29 starts. I don't know, 7 DNFs. It's weird for his team. A lot of, I don't know. Feels like he's still got into a lot of trouble. 1 top 10. I don't even know where that top 10 came from. But if I remember going on the list, I think, oh yeah, it was at Daytona. That summer Daytona race. Him and Corey LaJoie got top 10s at that Daytona race at the regular season finale. Is what it is though. So yeah, is what it is. This is, I don't know what to say about it. Like, man, okay, you know what, that's just, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, number 1. This is the big one. Ty Gibbs. Yes, 15 starts. The antics this guy did. The antics this kid pulled It's amazing, especially with Ty Gibbs fan. Like, you think Cup Series he wouldn't really make an impact, or like he wouldn't try and like do anything stupid while he was like replacing like Kurt Busch like those for the remainder of the season. You think he would just try and keep it clean? I guess, you know, Ty Gibbs, for some reason, he just couldn't help himself. He just couldn't help himself. He did the same stupid thing. Like the fact that, especially that incident at Texas, whole pit road thing, that fine was justified, by the way. Good lord. At first, I thought it was harsh, but considering Ty Gibbs' rep, good lord, just make him pay 75 grand. Make him pay. Literally pay. But anyway, the only reason he's not on this list, because I begrudgingly decided to give him the benefit of the doubt of just him making his first starts, and he wasn't really prepared for it either. Like they just put him in at the last second because of Kurt Busch's qualifying crash, like that injured him for the rest of the season. So there's that. Like that's basically the only reason why, because he was brought up too soon, but it was like replace Kurt, and it was basically just like seat time. I mean, what we got from Ty, it was actually, and admittedly what Ty did in these starts was actually alright. It's just that the antics he did in those starts when he was supposed to like just somewhat like just get respectable finishes without too many shenanigans. Like I don't know. That's basically why. Number 1. This is the big one. And out of all the grades, I haven't really graded these guys myself, but the biggest F here. Number 1. Ty Dillon. Yeah. Austin Dillon. Man, I don't care how much people hate Austin Dillon. Like, cause good lord, if you guys hate Austin Dillon, you will absolutely loathe Ty. Cause Ty can't even stick around. He can't even keep a ride anymore. Ever since Germain Racing folded, he can't keep a ride. You ever thought about that? Is it him, or is it just because people did not want him? Like, by far. And the thing is, that's the saddest thing. That's what hurts me the most. I was rooting for Ty Gibbs. That clash at the Coliseum, that stuff he did in that LCQ. I mean, it was just a clash at a Coliseum. It wasn't for points or anything. But it still felt like the clash at the Coliseum was an impression for things to come in the season. Well, and it somewhat did, considering Joey Logano won the championship. But yeah. Ty Dillon, he was not there at all. He was not there at all, man. I don't know what it was. Like, seriously. Like, it's weird how Ty Dillon just had no presence, especially considering what his buddy Eric Jones was doing in the same equipment. And that's the thing, out of all the guys on this list, cause here's let's right quick, let's look at the guys on this list. Like Brad Keselowski, 200 over 200 laps. MTJ led 600 laps. Then again, Joe Gibbs. And even Corey LaJoy, 31st in points. He led 31 laps. At least Corey LaJoy had bright spots. He showed that he could like possibly win one of the bigger tracks. Ty Dillon just gets an incident after incident. 9 DNFs. That's actually the most out amongst the guys on this list. 9 DNFs. Just abysmal. About one top 10, and that was at Bristol Dirt, and that was just chaos. I don't even know how I got up there. Only led 2 laps, and as far as I know, can't speak. Those 2 laps, one was at Vegas, and another was at the Fall Daytona, where he eventually crashed out. I think it was in that big, the one with the rain. Like, these guys, like, I don't know, like, that was, and Ty Dillon mid-season just announced that he was gone, and now he's going to Spire next year. I don't even know if it's full-time. It might be, who knows. But that is just, Man, guys, that's rough. So this season was, and overall, I don't know. So what do I think about this season? Honestly, this season, it was very divisive. Obviously, it had its bright spots because the Gen 7 car, it really fixed the problem with intermediate tracks being boring. Well, somewhat. Michigan was still man, so was Phoenix. For the most part, most of the intermediates were great. And considering like a good chunk of the schedule is intermediate tracks, it was kind of important that the Gen 7 car made those races better. Because, you know, it took a majority. Like, especially, oh man. Like, especially like Kansas as well. Like Texas, I mean, Texas was, it feels like Texas, like, we already knew Texas was going to be bad. But the season overall, I think was great. Right? The race, like, especially like Clash was a bit of a mess, but then again, they were trying to get, you know, work the kinks out. That was like the very first, like, race with those things. It is what it is. You gotta, like, fix out a few things. And plus other issues going on late in the season. And the safety issues. And I think that's the thing. The races were great. Like, if you exclude the drama, like, let's just say you're some casual ignoring all the drama that goes on behind the scenes and like on the internet, because if you ignore the internet, I won't blame you for ignoring the internet, because a lot of times I do too, or at least in terms of NASCAR. A lot of it's nonsense. I mean, heck, a good chunk of the NASCAR feed is just filled with bubble walls hate now. So this is what it is. No one talks about the important stuff anymore. Yeah, this season, I mean, I never gave this season official rating. I haven't. I might rate all the races from this year, maybe, and rank them all. I don't know. That's if you guys want to see it. But yeah, overall, season was great. Like, or at least if you ignore all the nonsensical drama, it's a good season. So yeah. Anyway, yes. Yeah, that's about it.